know exactly where. Because, is this what you have in mind? Does that do? Beautiful. It will fill up on the side facing the congregation. Yeah. We don't see it.
Good morning. So much buzz, so much energy, so amazing. Wow. Welcome everyone. Welcome to First Religious Society Unitarian Universalist here in Newport, Massachusetts. I'm Newburyport. What did I say? We're in Newburyport today. And I'm Alan Seal, a little confused about where I am, but I have the great privilege of being your worship associate today, especially for this opening Sunday of our 2022-2023 church year and our annual flower communion ritual. If you're joining us here for the first time or visiting us today, we're really happy that you're here. And if you're joining us online, you can find an order of service on a link just, in your reminder email or just underneath the live stream window. Everyone is invited to join us downstairs in the lower meeting house and out in the patio after the service for our annual church picnic and the Passion Action Fair. I love that name, the Passion Action Fair. You have to come. It's a wonderful time for us to celebrate who we are as a church community and what we also offer to our community. Every Sunday, FRS comes together as a church community, online and in person, committed to love, peace, and justice. Our core values are authentic connection, courageous action, love, spirituality, and wonder. Our mission and our invitation to all of you is come as you are, journey together in love, act with courage, transform our world. There's so much going on in our world and in our country and in our lives right now. Challenge and conflict and loss, change, injustice, threats to our democracy, and at the same time, there is courage and joy and connection and hope and commitment and resilience and beauty and possibility. Today we come together acknowledging the full spectrum of the human experience. It's all here with us all the time. Today is also September the 11th, the 21st anniversary of the 2001 attacks on U.S. soil. That day changed our country and our world forever. Jonathan and I were actually living in Manhattan then, and that all that happened on that day and in the days that followed are still living in our cells. You probably have your own story of that day and that time. And yet today, where are we? We've gathered here in our beloved sanctuary. Maybe you're with us online, but you're still here. We are here together. We're community, in community with one another. Our worship theme this year is peace. Peace. Take a breath and take that in. Sometimes these days, peace can feel like it's far away. And other times, maybe it feels like it's so deep in the heart of our being. In these uncertain times, it's so important to remember that peace is not necessarily the absence of conflict or challenge. It, in fact, can be our response, our intentional response to the conflict or challenge. In this past Friday's spiritual sustenance email from Reverend Rebecca, she wrote, "Let us be brave enough, let us be brave enough to take in the good in this world, starting with this moment." So as we start this new church year, look around to those who are gathered here with you today. Let us remember that peace can be a choice and that it starts within us. Let us carry that with us through this year and hold space that there can be peace within our own hearts, within our own lives, that we can choose peace in how we are together in community. It's such a blessing to come together. So let us give ourselves to it. Justin and I will open the service today with a little song about peace. And I invite you to let the sound and the words wash over you as you prepare for worship today. Can I just have a note? Peace in my soul, peace within my soul, peace within my soul, all over the world. Peace in my soul, peace within my soul, peace within my soul, all over the world. Peace within my soul, peace within my soul, peace within my soul, all over the world. Peace, peace within, peace out there, peace within my soul, all over the world. Peace in my soul, peace within my soul, peace within my soul, all over the world.
It is so good to be together. Whether you've been coming here for generations, years, months, weeks, whether this is your first time here, welcome. Welcome to a place and a community where whoever you are, wherever you are on your life journey, whatever you believe, you are welcome here. Our call to worship are the words of Alice Berry, traditional opening words for flower communion. Children of the earth and sky, we are nurtured, sustained, given warmth and light from above and below, supported by earth's strong, firm crust. We build our homes, till the fields, plant our gardens and orchards. When we turn from self and seek to be aware, we will find holy light in human faces, in blossom, birdsong, and sky. Then earth is truly our home, and we are one with all earth's creatures, parents of earth's children yet to be. You are faithfully called to worship.
I invite you to join us in the chalice lighting words which are printed in your order of service. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together.
Each week, we also light 2 candles of peace, representing 2 places on earth that we lift up and remember as a sacred encounter with our world. There are untold numbers of places on earth that need peace. These 2 we especially hold close in this service and through the week ahead. After each candle is lit, I will say, "To this we respond," inviting you to say together, "Peace, Sol, Shalom." Our first candle is lit in memory of 9/11, when 21 years ago, unimagined acts occurred, killing nearly 3,000 people and injuring thousands more, with more than 300 firefighters losing their lives fighting the fires after the attacks. We pray for peace in the hearts and minds of all those who lost loved ones, who lived through that horror, and for all of us as we continue to work for world peace. To this we respond, "Peace, Sol, Shalom." And our second candle this morning is lit for England and all of the world, who mourns the death of Queen Elizabeth, who died last Thursday. Yet another change, another shifting of soils. We hold all those who mourn and all that she represents in our hearts as the world prepares for her funeral on September 19th. And to this we respond, "Peace, Sol, Shalom." Won't you please rise in body or in spirit, and let's join in an opening hymn which we sing every year as our first hymn, number 1, "May Nothing Evil Cross This Door." Please remain standing and join in our affirmation of faith and doxology. The words can be found in your order of service. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with God. Please be seated. And at this time, I'd like to invite all of our children and youth to come forward. Come on, you can sit right here. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Hi. Come on. Some of these children were here cleaning the pews yesterday. True, right? Did we clean the pews together? Yeah, we did. Hi, everyone. It's so good to see you. My name is Reverend Rebecca. For any of you who are new or just joining us today, welcome, welcome. We're so glad to have you. So we have some very special friends and guests with us today who I'm looking forward to introducing you all to. Before I do, however, I need to share that as part of this introduction and this getting to know one another face to face, we actually need to not take any pictures, no photographs, no pictures, and even those online, we're going to turn off the streaming visually right now and you'll see a pretty picture, but you'll get to hear my voice and the voices of our friends. Please know that we are doing this for security reasons and that we want to keep our family, friends as safe as possible. So, Mohammed and Zarifa, would you like to come forward, please? Hi, everyone. So this is Mohammed. This is Zarifa Mazari, and they came and they've been living next door in our parish hall with their 9 children since January. And this is the first time we've been able to bring them here to let us all get to know each other face to face. So I hope you'll start by helping me to say welcome to this family who we've come to know and love so dearly. Welcome. We're going to go through this, yeah. So, thank you, everyone. So for those of all of us here, Zarifa and Mohammed and their children came from Afghanistan, and now they live next door. You might even know some of their children in school because they go to the Newburyport schools, and the youngest 2 are going to the Montessori school right back here. And they'll also be with us for the picnic today. So hopefully you'll get to make new friends or see some friends. And again, we'd ask that everyone refrains from any photography, if you could. So Mohammed and Zarifa are very, very wonderful people and good parents and very talented. They bring so many gifts, not only to our congregation, but to this Newburyport community and to the United States. And Zarifa is an amazing, among many other things, seamstress. So she is actually starting her own business. And yes, our congregation can bring both tailoring, and I invite you to actually talk about things you might want her to create, because she's incredibly talented at sewing clothes and pillows and all kinds of beautiful, beautiful things. So when I knew that Zarifa was starting her own business, I thought, what can I ask her to make? What can I ask her to make so that I can have the privilege of paying her for her many talents? And I thought about what would I want? And I realized that the one thing that I wear, because I wanted something I could always have with me, that is the most important thing I wear, is this. It's called a stole. And the reason this is so important is that it is a reminder to me of the commitment that I have to being a Unitarian Universalist minister, to what it means to love and care for people to the best of my flawed ability, to be in relationship with a congregation, to find peace in ourselves and make sense of this world. It reminds me of the values and the spiritual teachers who I turn to. So when I was ordained a minister, this is the 10th year that I've been doing this. Right, Nash? Nash looked at me like, wow. 10 years, not here, but 5 years here. This is our 5th year together. When I was ordained, I was given a stole that is back there, and then when I was installed here, you all gave me this. So what I asked Zarifa to make was a stole that would have the colors of the flag from Afghanistan. And so that's what she's here to gift me and us with. Beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? So these are the colors of the flag from Afghanistan, black and green and red. And then she did this on her own, and you can see afterwards at the picnic, but each pearl is hand sewn, and it says, can anybody see what this says? I love you, my sister. Do we look like sisters? I'd say yes. Oh. Yeah. You good? Did you want to say
Thank
something?
you.
You can come right here.
Thank you from all people in Newburyport and government and Rebecca and volunteers.
Yes. Okay. You're so welcome.
Every day, every time help my family. I am not understand English more.
You're doing great, Mom. He is understanding English. Thank you. Yes, thank you. We do love you so much. So thank you, everyone, for your support and your love, and for allowing our friends and family to wait until such time that it was ready and safe for them to come and be known. So thank you. You've all been great listeners, and you can go back to your seats now. Thank you.
Such a beautiful illustration of generosity, and the generosity that goes from this church out into the world and from the world back into this church, and that there is this full circle that is happening all the time. The generosity of our community is an essential ministry that supports the work of our church both in Newburyport and beyond. Half of each Sunday's collection, in fact, that is not designated as a pledge, goes to support a local partner working to transform our region. This month's shared collection will support the Jean Geiger Crisis Center. Every year, this center helps over 1,200 victims of domestic violence, both adults and children. In addition to your contribution, please consider participating in the Jean Geiger Crisis Center virtual walk against domestic violence on Sunday, October the 2nd, from 8 until 11 in the morning. You can register for this walk at jeangeigercrisiscenter.org. For today's offering, if you wish to give online, please use the link in your order of service or in the video description. You can also make a contribution via text message, and of course, you can always send a check to the church. Thank you for your generosity. The morning offering will now be gratefully received.
We are blessed by one another. Each Sunday, we take time in our service to lift up the joys and sorrows of our beloved faith community. This morning, Tom Himmel, our pastoral care associate, will light candles as I read the joys and sorrows that have been shared with me in advance of today's service. If you would like to share a joy or a sorrow, you can always send an email to betweenus@frsuu.org, or by writing in our journal that is in the vestibule at the start of each service, or contacting me directly. This morning, Monica Gielek asks that we light a candle of concern and that we keep a friend of hers in our hearts and our prayers who will be passing away in the next few days. The journey has been long and torturous. We also light a candle this morning of remembrance as we hold Bob and Jan Tyler Nelson in our thoughts and prayers. Bob's identical twin, Herbert William Buckley, or Bill, passed away peacefully on September 7th after a 7-year struggle with cancer. Bob and Jan are so grateful for the love and friendship in this community and for the care of hospice, and they knew there would be no more suffering as soon as they moved him to hospice, which is indeed what happened. There will be a private graveside service Friday, September 18th, that I will be officiating with them. We light a candle of joy this morning with some news from Julie Parker Amory, who is our Director of Faith Formation and Spiritual Exploration, and I'll read what she wrote through her words. So Julie writes, "Though I miss being with our beloved congregation this opening Sunday, I'm missing church today for a happy reason. I am in Portland for my first weekend as a student at the Chaplaincy Institute of Maine. In 2 years, I hope to be ordained as an interfaith chaplain. Though this is the beginning of a formal program, I feel this is really the next step on a journey that I've been on for most of my life, particularly in the 22 years I've been on staff at the First Religious Society. You have been instrumental in my formation as a religious professional, and I am so grateful. Thank you for the love, kindness, and support. You are in my heart today." We light another candle of joy celebrating the 87th birthday of Charlotte McCard, Renee Wolf Foster's mother. Renee is taking her mother to Bar Harbor this week for their first vacation together in a very long time. We also light a candle to honor and celebrate Grandparents' Day. How could we forget in the midst of all that is happening? So for all of those who hold grandparents in our hearts, who are living or who have passed, our ancestors, for all of those who are grandparents, we light this candle in your honor. And we light one final candle, as we do each week, for all the sorrows and all the joys, which, though unspoken, are held in just as much love and care. I invite you now into a spirit of prayer, meditation, centering. Spirit of light and love and community. The answer is always there inside of us. Sometimes, if not often, the world can be so loud, busy, overwhelming. And yet there within us is the spark of truth. The spark of truth that has been there for eternity, that tells us who we are, what our gifts are, what our needs are, who the people are that can walk on this journey with us. Take a moment now and connect to that spark inside yourself. What is it telling you today? Perhaps it is a truth that has been longing to be heard by you. Perhaps it is a reminder from a loved one who has passed on. May we always find the ways we need to connect with the truth inside us, knowing that that is exactly what this world needs. Amen. Thank you, choir. So I know it's getting warm, and I know we have a ritual. We always run a little longer in this service, and I bet some of us are getting hungry for the picnic. So I'll try to keep my remarks brief, and yet it is important that we understand the ritual that we're about to participate in together, where this came from, what its roots are, what it means, and what its invitation is to each of us today. Each person today came to church with a flower or received a flower from the vase that was at the doorway. Those of us who brought one, you may have found it in the woods, or perhaps you bought it at a store or picked it from your garden. In a few moments, we'll sing a hymn and offer a prayer and then go through the ritual where everyone will be invited who has not yet to come forward through the center aisle and put your flower on the arch and then go back through the side aisles. But let's just take a moment and think about what this means. And for some of you, you may or may not know the story behind it, for it is rich. Each of the flowers represents one of us. And each one of us holds and represents so many other people. Many other people that have birthed you, come before you, you have birthed, you share your lives with. There are a lot of people coming together in this space. Alone, each and every stem and blossom is stunning. And when put together, it's magical. The Flower Communion was created in 1923, nearly 100 years ago, by a Unitarian minister whose name was Norbert Čapek. He was the minister who started Unitarianism in Czechoslovakia. He actually started training to be a Baptist minister, and his children discovered Unitarianism and converted him. He became a Unitarian minister, went to Czechoslovakia, opened up the first church there, and it actually grew to be, or legend says, the largest ever Unitarian church in our history, with over 5,000 members. Reverend Čapek created this ritual. However, it's important to name for all of the women that it was actually his wife, Maya, who brought it to the United States in 1940. She was visiting our sister congregation in Cambridge, Massachusetts, when she shared this ritual. And it is now done annually by Unitarian Universalist congregations across the globe. So here's the story of why Reverend Čapek created this ritual. And I adapt it from a story out of a book entitled Lamp in Every Corner. Just bring yourselves to Czechoslovakia. It's a brand new church 100 years ago. And it had a building. However, it didn't look much like a church, certainly not like this church. It had no bells, no steeple, no organ, not even a piano. No candles, no chalice, no flowers, 4 walls, a ceiling and a floor, a door, and 5,000 people. Every week, these people came and listened for hours, sitting on hard wooden chairs. And after 2 years, Reverend Čapek loved his people and said, something's missing, something's missing. And he realized that what was missing was beauty. And so he invited his congregation to come back the next week with a flower that they could contribute to make the sanctuary and their space beautiful, to remind them of the beauty in this world. And of course they asked, as good Unitarians do, what kind of a flower? What color? What size? And he said, "You choose, you choose." And so the next Sunday, all the people came with all their flowers. They had yellow daisies, red roses, pink and purple, orange and gold. And this is what he said, and I will quote. He said, "These flowers are like ourselves, different colors and different shapes and different sizes, each needing different kinds of care, but each beautiful, each important and special in its own way." That was March of 1923, and he led that ritual every year in his church until 1941, which was the last year that he preached and led that ritual. You might, if you think about 1941, realize it was during World War II. And as he was standing there preaching that morning, he realized that there were likely both Jews and Nazis in the pews. And on that fateful day, he issued a challenge from the pulpit to the occupiers, and again I will quote him. "Truth and crude strength are incompatible," he said. Truth and crude strength are incompatible. And he then went on to refute point by point a speech of Hitler's. And 5 days later, he was captured and taken to a concentration camp where he died. His wife, Maya, made her home in the United States and California until her death in 1966. And when she was asked about this ritual, which we are about to do, she said this, and I'll quote her words. "The flowers are used as symbols of the gifts which each person can make to the church and through the church to other persons. The exchange of these flowers means this covenant: I shall walk without reservation with anyone, regardless of social status, religious affiliation, and I could fill in more blanks today, as long as they are ready and willing to go along in search of truth and service." Like the Chopeks, we live in challenging times. And as I wrote in my recent pastoral letter, there's more than enough fear and hatred and division in the world right now. We all need a place where we can go to find solace, restoration, inspiration, and strength for our days. I know the work we do. This is where we come to find that inner peace. We all need people with whom we can remember the essentiality of spirituality, something that is sorely missing. We all need peace if we are to create peace in our lives and in every corner of our little world. So we have recommitted ourselves this year to make Sunday worship a time of sanctuary, a place you can turn to and return to find peace, connect with your soul, and know that somehow, all will be well. All will be well. In a moment, I'm going to invite us to sing a hymn that was written by Reverend Chopek entitled Mother Spirit, Father Spirit. And then we'll bless our flowers, and we'll start by placing some flowers for those online, and then everyone who has not yet participated is invited to come forward in the center, put your flowers on, and return on the side, and we'll close our service together. Please rise now in body or spirit, and let's sing together hymn number 8, Mother Spirit, Father Spirit.
Mother Spirit, Father Spirit, where are you?
standing as we bless the flowers.
In the name of Providence, which implants in the seed the future of the flower and in our hearts the longing for people to live in harmony.
In the name of the highest, in whom we move and who makes the mother and father, the siblings, lover, and loner what they are.
In the name of sages and great religious leaders who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of the age of mutual respect.
Let us renew our resolution, sincerely, to be real kin to one another, regardless of any kind of bar which estranges us from each other.
And in this holy resolve, may we be strengthened, knowing that we are God's family, that one Spirit, the Spirit of love, unites us, and endeavor for a more perfect and a more joyful life. So as I said, we'll start the ritual by adding flowers for those online, and then I'll turn and invite those of you here in person to come forward. Okay, at this time, you're all invited to come forward through the center aisle and add your flower, or I have some additional ones here if you need them. You can come forward. Yeah, I think so. Okay, maybe confirm with Donnie that it's the barbecues. Yeah. We're working on this smoke. We think it's the barbecues. Yes, for those who are, yes, we are aware. Mark, you can come over. this side too. Good job, Matthew. Do you want these? Do you want Do you want them? Okay. Hello. Yes, that's what they said. It was barbecues. We're safe. We're good. Thank goodness. My friend. Oh, good to have you. Very nice. You might just start lower. Good job, Ned. Yes. Good. That's right. I agree. Hi, beautiful. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hi, John. How are you? Good to see you. Do you need? Oh, okay. Yes.
We come to the end of the service in the same way that we began. Would you sing with me? Peace, my soul. Peace, my soul. Now you already know then almost the whole song, because it's really just 3 notes. And the words are so simple. Please, peace in my soul, peace within my soul, and at the end, all over the world. We'll sing it for you once and then join in. Now you have to stay on your part as we keep going, because I'm going to do something else. Okay? Here we go.
Right. Embody your spirit, please.
Peace in my soul, peace within my soul, peace within my soul, all over the world. Peace in my soul, peace within my soul, peace within my soul, all over the world. Peace in my soul, peace within my soul, peace within my soul, all over the world. Now you're on your own. Here we go. Peace, peace in my soul, peace, peace in my soul, all over the world. Peace in my soul, peace within my soul, peace within my soul, all over the world. Peace in my soul, in my soul, peace within my soul, all over the world. Peace, peace, peace within your soul and my soul, all over the world. Peace, peace, peace within our souls, all over the world. Peace in my soul, peace within my soul, peace within my soul, all over the world.
Amen. Let's join our voices in our unison benediction. The words are in your order of service. May the love which overcomes all differences, which heals all wounds, which puts to flight all fears, which reconciles all who are separated, be in us and among us now and always. My friends, as we begin this year together, remember the truth that spoke to you. Remember the peace in your soul, and may it carry you each and every day, each and every hour, each and every minute, until we are together again. Go in peace, my friends, and return again in great joy. Amen, and blessed be.